stream. We got Wesley, we got I Love Your Zoos, Captain Keeley, you're new, Croco, Joseph Wells, Andy, he seems to potentially have made it. Beal Brothers, King Kong, Totter. Totter wasn't able to make it. But yeah, how's everyone doing today? Is everyone good? I did do a little bit of work off camera, and I'm sure a lot of people saw the thumbnail, and I was getting a lot of feedback about the Saki monkey in particular. So I have been working off on making that slightly better for everyone. And I also went ahead and kind of did some of the more painstaking elements of the build today. So I basically did the water system for the otters. I did placing all of the exhibits in their slots. I could probably remove Frank here. Fish tanks we did last time, those really haven't changed much. Hopefully I didn't delete anything else with that. This is gonna be our kind of, reference for the Anaconda exhibit. Hello, Vicky and Leaf and Crocs and Neil. Everyone's coming now. How y'all doing? So this is going to be our point of reference for the Anaconda exhibit, which I'm wondering if I want... I think the Anaconda, I was originally going to do it as an exhibit animal. I'm thinking instead I'm going to make it a prop. And the reason I'm probably going to do that is, as much as I like the exhibits, I think that it might suit... Like, I can probably get a better result if I just make an Anaconda prop. Basically using the yellow Anaconda as a basis. Like, I could literally rip that model straight from the game, modify that, and then I could just kind of pose it how I want. And I don't really even think it'll be that much different from the actual exhibit animal. Because as an example, like, we can look at most exhibit animals in the game and they don't move either. So I don't see that as a big issue. And then I also kind of went ahead and did the terraforming on the inner portion of the building. So this area that we have marked out in the center is all jungle. So this is all, there's a little stream that runs through here with a little waterfall, because of course there's a waterfall. And then, a bunch of palm trees and stuff like that. And then the monkey exhibit, I went ahead and kind of mapped out both the inside and the outside. So that's all set. Hello, Charlotte. Welcome to the stream. So I was thinking about doing all of that and stuff. So I'm going to kind of leave it. I know I named the stream Monkey Business because I thought we'd maybe start with the monkeys. But if anyone wants, I could probably also work on the otter exhibit today, or if we can, maybe start on the jungle. I'm kind of open to suggestion. Past that, I guess we can... the lag is pretty good today, so I think it's because... I don't know if anyone else has noticed this. If you start playing Planet Zoo or whatever, and then kind of leave it for a bit, it'll get better. I don't know if that's a thing for anyone else, but like lag gets better the longer you have everything. So we can just spend right now just kind of getting all three of our monkeys shown off, because I know a lot of people like to, come here. Hello, Azael. Welcome to the stream. Lovro. Hello. Just that. Welcome. So let me get all the monkeys in place. I was showing a few off on my Discord, if anyone is on that. But, I always like to start my streams off by showing off my mods. It's a better thing to do. So, that'll be dropped off now. Everyone wants avian. Oh, yeah, that's the other thing, is I probably will be doing the Hylocanth macaw as a mod. And debatable, I think I might make my first flying bird mod, because I kind of want to make it so that it uses the East Asian wheel prop. I know right now I have the stingrays, but if we can imagine for a second that the stingray is a parrot, right? You'll get the idea. Give me a sec. Where is it? East Asian water wheel. There we go. So right now it's a stingray, but if you can imagine, if we, Give me a sec. It's sideways right now. But let's say we flip it. We can make it 90 degrees if I flip it correctly. And then and this is a little thing I've learned, if you tilt it a little bit. So imagine this is a parrot, right? I mean, it's going really fast right now. But like, yeah, and it would just fly over this area. So I don't know if anyone else thinks that would be a cool idea, but I think it would be a cool idea. Just like get some like birds in here, you know, just kind of really expand what the aviary looks like and stuff like that. Make it a functional area. I probably should have just put a trade center. I don't know why I did what I did, but like I think technically the trade center should just be here. That way they can drop it off easier. That was a dumb decision on my part. But yeah, I think that would be a really cool idea, is if I just have that sort of thing going on, where they just start flying and stuff. And then technically, I don't know if anyone is familiar with the zoo, but technically there's also a little outside exhibit for the macaws out here, and they can technically fly away if they really wanted to, but there's even a sign that says, like, don't worry about it, the birds will come back because they're trained. So yeah, okay, I think all our monkeys are here, or at least 2 of them. So I showed off the golden lion tamarin last time, but we can show it off again. So this is the little golden lion tamarin. It's a little looks like a capuchin. I still want to work on more of it, but you know, he's a fluffer. He's a little fluffy orange, but you know, and there's another tamarin over there. But this is something I worked on today. Well, technically yesterday. By the way, if anyone's wondering what this distortion is, this isn't because of the mod. This is an actual thing with capuchin monkeys in the game, and I don't know why. I don't know why this is a mod, but or an issue with the model itself, but it's in the base game. The capuchin monkey is glitched, so it's absolutely terrifying. But if we wait, it'll like literally just snap back to normal. I don't know why. It's just a thing with all capuchin monkeys, because I've even used, like, you know, it seems to be injured capuchin monkeys specifically. So if the in-game, and I know we've been experiencing a lot of issues with injured animals lately, but if you have an injured animal, from what I've found, and specifically an injured capuchin monkey, it'll have this face glitch, and I don't know why. So, you know, I don't know what's wrong with it, but let me see if I can make a vet really quick. Because once I make a vet and stuff, it totally clears up. And again, I'd love to say, oh, it's my mod that broke. But no, I've literally, because I originally discovered this glitch with the Wolf Gwennon mod that I made for Genevieve. And yeah, even the base game had that issue. So I have no idea. So again, I mean, I don't know how pressing of an issue it is, because again, it kind of fixes itself, but it is definitely a thing. So let's see if they take that over to the thing. Where's my Saki monkey, though? That's the only thing I'm wondering. So if they're smart, okay, honestly, really, what the hell? I don't know why I put a vet down here, and then they're still like, nope, we have to take it all the way to some, I probably have like a vet or something at the beginning of the park, because I like to include stuff where they actually are in the zoo. So like, it is sort of a functional zoo. It's not a very functional zoo, but like the animal welfare would be horrible, but actual, like, you know, vets are where they're supposed to be and stuff like that. Leaf, thank you so much. Okay, well, I mean, you know, there you go. I guess, yeah, sure. I mean, if you want a proboscis monkey, I guess I will make you a proboscis monkey. I think that's fair. So yeah, I'll just take that $15 donation on top of your normal tier, and then yeah, I'll just say that you're a Lion Rider King, even if, you know, your name doesn't officially declare it. But I'll know that a proboscis monkey. Yeah, I can make that for you. Don't you worry. But here's the Saki monkey. So it's a lot better than the thumbnail. So the Saki monkey I was working on, this, believe it or not, even though it has a tail, it does use the macaque. So I basically made it so that it has a tail, even though it normally wouldn't. And I don't think it's that bad. I know a lot of people are like, ew, this is so yucky and blah, blah, blah. I'll have an extra $5. Oh, yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it, Leaf. Like, I got you. I've been making monkeys like crazy. I might as well just make a monkey pack at this point. Now that I have Howler Monkeys, Saki Monkeys, Tamarins, I'm going to make a TT Monkey, Wolf's Gwenin. Might as well make a Proboscis, you know, just to round it out. And a Baboon. Let's make a Baboon while I'm at it. Why not? But yeah, I don't think it's that bad looking. It's very fluffy. I think it looks good. Getting the flat face was the difficult part. But I definitely don't think it's that bad. And then they all should be sized correctly. The Tamarins are a little bit big. I'm going to shrink those, but I did make the Howler Monkeys intentionally. The Howler Monkeys are a lot bigger than the other monkeys in the game. So the Howler Monkeys, I made sure they're big, beefy. I say they're like little gorilla monkeys because they really do look like it. They're like angry gorillas almost. Like, let's see if I can spawn in a non-injured one so that you can see it without the face glitching. So yeah, this should be good. So if I drop this off, we should get a proper Howler Monkey that isn't, you know, disturbing looking. Mountain Gorilla. Yeah, I was thinking about like making a Mountain Gorilla or something, but hello Marco, welcome to the stream. So yeah, Howler Monkey, now that it's active, you'll notice he won't have the face glitch. Now, like I said, I've been talking about this for the last few streams, but there is a glitch with fur shaders right now, and they have this little triangle issue, and we don't know why. It's only new mods. So any mod created after 1.4, if created, which all of these were, have this little issue where they'll have like little triangles and stuff in their fur. But, you know, I always say like zoom out and like literally all of these look perfectly acceptable. Like, all of these look totally fine. Like, just at, like, this level. Which, let's face it, how many people realistically, like, do this? Oh, yeah, I need to inspect. This Howler Monkey, actually has a little, triangle right here. That's not right. So, yeah, like, I'm guessing that, you know, most people view their animals kind of at this distance, like I was saying. Like, I'm looking at my farm. I'm not really inspecting the fur quality on any of these animals. I'm just kind of like glossing through like, oh yeah, let's look at some goats. Yep, those are goats. Look at how cool they are. And then, you know, my donkey is still zebra sized, so I have to shrink him because he's bigger than the alpacas, which is not true. And then, like I said, the alpacas from this distance, pretty good. Then you get close, and then they really have that issue. And they look like a disco ball. like I need to figure out what that is. I don't know what it is, and Hendrix and Jesse were trying to help me figure it out what it is. Same with Havoc, he was having other issues. We have no clue what the heck it could be, because it's definitely something with the import settings, but we're not totally sure yet. But, yeah, so, that's the monkeys. That's, you know, all I've done so far for mods, this stream at least. So, let's see, send to Trade Center, send to Trade Center, and, send to Trade Center. And I think we could probably just start mapping out the inside of the actual building. If possible, I want to keep her to clean up the poop before, you know, whatever. Yep, thank you. Because, yeah, please don't poop. I like my lawn where it is. And I sent Haribo the map yesterday, so Haribo has the map right now, and he is going to be working on making the administration building for us. So, cool. So, you know, I'm looking forward to his work. I mean, his work on Missoula is gorgeous. There's a reason why he's the #1 on the workshop. It makes sense, like, because he's just one of the best builders in the game. So I'm very excited to to work with him. I've worked with a lot of great creators for this. Like, probably, like, I like to say that, like, you know, I feel fortunate that I've basically got the best of the best for builders in the community to, like, help me with Roger Williams. Even though I've done 99% of the zoo on my own, I was able to get help from, like, Wiser and Shenanigan to get these posters done. Drac helped me out get the dog statue done. Oh, got a little lag spike here. Big lag spike, actually. If Planet Zoo dies or something, what would you change about the channel? See, that's a thing I wanted to talk about, because I have put in with Critivo a submission to try to get a review copy of Prehistoric Kingdom, but I'm because I do want to try the game, I really do, but like I don't want to be one of those YouTubers that jump ship just to ride the new tycoon wave, because I often was like really upset about that with Planet Zoo in general. Is Planet Zoo was essentially just a community made out of either ex Planet Zoo or ex Planet Coaster or ex JWE channels, and a lot of them really are just like playing Planet Zoo just so that you could, cash in on that. Like, oh well, Planet Coaster's not getting updates. Well, better start playing Planet Zoo then. And then you had channels like Best in Slot and stuff, who are dinosaur channels. They like him playing Prehistoric Kingdom makes complete sense to me. So that, I have no doubt that would make a ton of sense for him to review Prehistoric Kingdom, to play it on his channel, because he loves JWE and he loves Jurassic Park. I totally understand that. But you could definitely tell that when him and the Gaming Beaver and other channels and stuff started playing Planet Zoo, it was kind of like, yeah, we like the game, but where's the dinosaurs? And that's why, and you could definitely tell with the Gaming Beaver, like, he immediately, like, he played it, he'll, like, occasionally play it on updates, but, like, he's basically stopped playing it entirely. And this goes for the same in Planet Coaster situations, because I know Silverette and other, like, big Planet Coaster fans really kind of like, they started playing Planet Zoo and made builds for it and stuff, but like you could tell that their passion is theme parks. And it's the same. I've talked to Drew and Estan, and they're the same way. They like Planet Zoo, they like building in it and stuff, but they are builders first and foremost, and really they want theme parks. So the minute that Prehistoric Coaster, Planet Coaster 2 is announced, they're jumping ship immediately. And I feel like that's what a lot of people are doing right now with Prehistoric Kingdom. Is I'm seeing a lot of people just gearing up for, oh, well, Prehistoric Kingdom, yeah, we're dinosaur fans now. It's like, no, you're not. You're not dinosaur fans. You're fans of Planet Zoo or building games or whatever. And Prehistoric Kingdom is the next best building game because it has scalability. And so I just wonder if Prehistoric Kingdom is going to resonate as well as something like Planet Zoo did. Just because, even though I think, like, I really like some features of it, like scalability and stuff, I feel like people are kind of blowing out of proportion how good the build tools are. And I really don't know myself, because, like I said, I want hands-on experience with the game, because I want to figure out if it's good or not. But I'm so confused at what people see in this game other than the scalability of objects. Because that is really the only leg up I think it has on Planet Zoo. And in my opinion, I think there's a lot of things that are kind of worse than Planet Zoo. There's not a lot of building props. Animal variety isn't really there. Because I know people want to be like, oh, but there's Ice Age animals and birds and, like, but at the end of the day, there's, you can build a sauropod exhibit, a theropod exhibit, a ceratopsid exhibit, and like a Pleistocene exhibit. That's it. So, while Planet Zoo, you can make like a tiger exhibit's very different from a monkey exhibit. A Styracosaurus exhibit from a Triceratops exhibit isn't that different. And since a lot of us already have this kind of zoo fatigue and stuff, where, we've been building zoos for the last year and a half anyway, are you going to want to make more zoos? Like, the appeal of dinosaurs is going to be there, but it's kind of like if we got a new DLC for Planet Zoo and not really like it doesn't feel like a new game to me. It feels like a DLC for Planet Zoo that people are gonna play for a week, be like, oh my god, we love dinosaurs, and then abandon. And that's sort of what I like. I don't want that for the game either, because I think that's a bad... That's kind of a toxic thing that I didn't want to see with Planet Zoo and what happened, and what I... For the people who are genuinely dinosaur fans, I don't want to see that, where you have all of these channels acting as, oh, we're ambassadors for Critivo and ambassadors for Prehistoric Kingdom, and at the end of the day, they're just there to, like, you know, ride the popularity of the game and then jump ship immediately back to Frontier once Planet Coaster 2 or JWE2 comes out. That's the only thing I fear, is people are just going to be going to Prehistoric Kingdom for the wrong reasons. Can you make a California sea lion? I already did, actually. So California sea lion was using the bear. It's just not great. I'm honestly surprised no one has made some sort of snapping turtle mod. Someone has made a snapping turtle mod. Leaf in the chat actually has made a snapping turtle, actually. Just recently he released it. I just feel like it's not going to make as big of an impact. Like, we're going to be like, big T-Rex habitat, giant herbivore habitat. Yeah, exactly. Like, that's kind of like what I see, is like, what is the difference between a savanna habitat with dinosaurs and a savanna habitat for African elephants? Sure, you get to scale rocks, and that's cool, but, like, I don't know. I really don't know what we have for building tools and stuff available other than the scaling. So, you know, I'm just, like, cautiously, like, I'm optimistic about the game, but I'm cautiously optimistic that it's going to be, like, because I feel like this year was a lot of hype for really, really big games in the form of or not this year, but last year, between Cyberpunk 2077 and Last of Us Part 2, and those games turned out to suck. So, well, debatably on The Last of Us, but Cyberpunk, I think we can all say, is, you know, that's a mess right now. So, I think, you know, dialing my expectations back, because even though Prehistoric Kingdom looks amazing, I'm a little bit hesitant. Just a little bit. Just because I want to like the game, but at the end of the day, I'm not a big I'm not a big dinosaur fan. I like dinosaurs a lot, and I love Jurassic Park. I loved Prehistoric Park with Nigel Marven, but it doesn't mean that, you know, I'm gonna just desert Planet Zoo because, oh, well, dinosaurs. Like, I don't know. Actually, and, like, I know I talked about this last time, but, like, yeah, like, I made a meme how, like, dinosaurs are, like, literally in every game now, so, like, I like my niche. I like my little Zoom niche, because, as, like, you know, I like, as much as I rag on Planet Zoo and stuff, it's still my game of choice. It's still perfect, in my opinion, compared to, like, what we had with Zoo Tycoon 2. So, you know, I'm totally okay with, you know, the state of the game, and, well, like, you know, I wish that we could get more expansions and stuff more frequently. I don't hate the game by any means. So, all right. Just so that, you know, I actually am, you know, starting to do something, I'm gonna start work on the actual exhibit here, or the inside of the exhibit. So the bridges here have kind of rope on them. So let's see if I can make that design, if possible. So let's see. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate you. Julie has just been, like, just going crazy with the donations. I was telling him, like, you know, I appreciate it, hon. Just YouTube's getting that money, though, not me. You know, like. But regardless, I always appreciate her. She is too good to me. So let's see. So I want to try to do this. I don't know how well it's going to work out because I need it to be... It's really not going to work, is it? There's, like, a cross patterning to the rope bridge, but I'm not totally sure I can do it. But I think I might be able... Yeah, this is just going to be too many pieces. But what I can use is that... what's it called? What is that? It's like a little wooden thing that a lot of people use instead. I forgot what it's called, though. Oh, Maria, that ain't good, because that means big bad Rona. Let me see here. I'm trying to figure out where... Or I could maybe use this. I'm not crazy about... Yeah. Okay, we're gonna vote here. Do we like this as a mesh, or if I need to find where it is. I don't know what it's called. I know it's from the like Planet Zoo or Classic theme. Are there toucans in Face of the Rainforest? There are. They are with the Tamandua. So toucan might be another prop with the parrots. I don't think I'll make it flying, but I will probably make a toucan prop. Because I've kind of accepted that Face of the Rainforest, you know, it's like kind of our last hurrah with the zoo. So I might as well go all out on it. You know, because obviously there are some little animals with the Barnyard and World of Adaptations and stuff that I kind of ignored, like the chickens and the bunnies and the kookaburra and stuff. But, you know, bigger animals like toucans and green anaconda and stuff, I'm willing to, you know, make props for those. What will the Tamandua be made out of? So it's tough, because I want to say the, you know, easier thing for me would be the giant anteater, of course. But I'm thinking maybe the pangolin. Because the pangolin just has the ability to climb and stuff, which is always, you know, what I'm kind of looking for. Alright, I've been just scrolling through this entire thing, and where is it? I know exactly what I'm looking for, I just don't know the name of it, because Frontier names everything weird. And this will be sort of a nice aspect of Prehistoric Kingdom compared to Planet Zoo is, yeah, like, they streamlined everything. Like, Prehistoric Kingdom really is down to, like, okay, you want a single thing? Cool. You're gonna get it. Oh, did I removed that section, didn't I? I'm trying to look for what is that panel called? They use it for, fake chainmail. It's like a little wooden, cross pattern. I don't know what it's called, though. And I don't even know what theme it's in. It's either in Planet Zoo or Classic, but I have no clue. Lattice. Thank you. Thank you, Leaf. And it's apparently in neither. But the lattice is exactly what I'm talking... Oh, it's a New World. That's why. The lattice is what I was talking about. Yeah, thank you. I was like, I use it all the time, but I don't know what it was called. Because, yeah, I'm... You know what? Executive decision. I know I said it was going to be a vote. I'm just using the lattice. Rope would have been, you know, nicer, but I think the lattice definitely looks fine. Let's see. It's interesting how it's not actually lining up very well. Like, it looks like the rope on the actual, like, pathway, like, doesn't actually line up super great. or at least with the bottom wood, so the curb on the ground like doesn't line up with the rope, because it's got a little bend to it. But that's fine. We can work with that. This does look really good, though. I definitely recommend, if anyone wants like kind of like a cool rope bridge thing, definitely use the lattice. You get like, you know, a really cool pattern. By the way, I am taking requests for moderators on my YouTube. So if you think that you are pretty active on my YouTube channel, or live streams specifically, so if you think you're going to be here for a lot of live streams, definitely contact me. And provided you're like someone who I can, you know, trust to be a good, you know, moderator on my YouTube, I'd appreciate it, because after last stream, we had a lot of like, you know, like I immediately went to Drew's stream afterward, and like that was like a thing he's like talking about, how he's like, yeah, I don't know, your stream is just like, you know, it definitely needs some moderation, and I'm like, yeah, I just haven't found the right person, so I'll have to, you know, look into that. I might even try to poach some of his moderators if possible, if they're not busy or anything. Because I'd appreciate their help, because they do a very, very good job over on Drew and Estan streams, keeping out the toxicity and stuff. Though, like I said, I won't say like anything is like super toxic on my channel. Sometimes the only thing that I think my channel needs is just the people that just come here to be like, when is this mod coming out? When is this mod coming out? Can you make this mod? Aside from that, we're good. You know, I have no issue with anyone else. But, you know, obviously that minor, you know, group of people that I was talking about does, you know, come across quite frequently like that, though. Savannah just poached them too. Yeah, I know, it's the issue. Like, but see, Leaf, someone like you, if you were here enough, I'd easily like make you a moderator. But yeah, exactly, because they just have such a good moderation team over there between like Silver Fox and Sumi and Heather, and you know, they just have, and Bold. They're just, you know, they just have a really good moderation team. So what kind of flooring do I want to use? I think I'm gonna use concrete. And kind of regret it, but I want to use concrete. So we're using concrete, because the ground is kind of like this, like off reddish brown, kind of like that. I make most of your streams, and only times I'm not here is able to moderate is work. But yeah. Yeah, so like exactly, like, you know, that, and that's why, like, you know, if I can, I'm gonna try to also get some of my co-hosts, because I have a lot of co-hosts on my channel. Maybe Dill or something if they want to become moderators. So let's see. I could probably actually install the install. I'm installing new animals. I can put in the giant otters as well, probably. I did want to sort of get rid of this a little bit, if possible. I made it so that the guest can't explicitly kind of get to the exhibits because the way the exhibits were placing down, for some reason, it was trying to make it so that they would have to like go up a ramp and stuff, and I'm trying to avoid that if possible. The only other reason I'm not crazy about using concrete right now is the Z fighting. So you'll see in a minute, but as like, okay, here's a good example, right? I clearly need to rotate this concrete, and so where the concrete overlaps, it'll Z fight. And that's just a little bit annoying. And so, you know, I try to avoid it the best I can, but obviously, regardless, it'll happen sometimes. Let's see. I mean, to be honest, animals are so robotic, you might as well be installing them. I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Technically, they're not real. They're technically a game anyway, so it's not crazy to say you're installing the animals. Especially some of mine are modded, so you're literally installing them. So yeah, I guess that isn't a crazy thing to say after all. Intense keyboard in the background. Yeah, I have a very clicky keyboard. It's a mechanical keyboard, and like I use my webcam microphone. And Julie was like saying like, oh well, you know, you need to get a better mic or whatever. I'm gonna get you a Blue Yeti for like your birthday or whatever. Which I appreciate, but I was like, that's gonna pick up the like clacky keyboard even more, because there's just no, if you have a mechanical keyboard, right, there is absolutely no way around the fact that it's gonna be annoying to everyone else, especially if you're live streaming or something. It like, and you know, a lot of people like mechanical keyboards, so it's not like even that, you know, absurd to like have one. But I totally understand like why it's frustrating for people, because it's like, can you like stop your like clacking? It's kind of annoying. Face cam when? I was wondering that myself. I think maybe for 2,000 subs I'll do like a face cam type thing. I'm not like, I don't understand why people would want a face cam for something like Planet Zoo, because like, I mean, you can look at my face, but like, do you get anything out of that? You get to see me just like wearing a headset, just like I don't know, I like, because it's not like an intense game or anything, my facial expressions aren't really that, you know, interesting to look at or anything. It would just be me like just kind of staring at my camera, occasionally looking down at my reference photo, etc. But if people truly wanted or whatever, I would do it. I would just need, like, you know, to know. My keyboard also clicks very loudly. Exactly. And it's no one's fault. It's just a thing with keyboards like that. But yeah, that does somewhat get kind of frustrating. I totally understand. Like, I understand both elements. It's the same thing with like people with headphones that really don't work. Or it's like, oh, I have my headphones in, and it's like, really? Because I can hear your entire, like, you know, soundtrack right now. Or like whatever the hell they're listening to, be it like, you know, music or a podcast or whatever. Back when I worked at Target, I was like so obnoxious in the back room, I'd literally just like be listening to either Sacred Symbols podcast or like the H3 podcast or something, and like I just had it playing in my pocket, so like everyone was hearing it, and I'm like, yeah, I don't even care. I mean, no one seemed to mind, though. That was the funny thing. They would just, like, you know, be occasionally, like, listening in and be like, what is that? Let's start a protest. Let's not start a protest. Like I said, I will naturally accommodate of the idea of a face cam if people really desire. But I feel like people more or less just want a face reveal, even though, like I said, Leaf, if you're still there, literally just post a picture of my face, and then there you go, because that's literally an emoji. So that's the face reveal. Yeah, we're already protesting. Yeah, don't protest. Just don't do it. We're already in a turbulent time for the United States. Though I don't know how Inauguration Day went today. I like to think everything went smoothly. I haven't heard anything crazy. But you never know. Because I know Drew was even saying, like, yeah, he's taking a day off stream to, like, watch the inauguration. I mean, like, you know, normally I'd care or whatever, but, like, yeah. It's just there. It's just watching Biden, you know, read some stuff, and then some CNN reporter comes on, and he's like, okay, this is what he just said. It's like, yeah, we know what he just said. Like... And then Gina left us. Gina Raimondo is the governor of Rhode Island, or was the governor of Rhode Island. She left us to go hang out with Biden. So I don't even know who our governor is anymore. But, I don't know. I mean, I can't say I disliked Gina. You know, I sort of actually liked her with coronavirus, but, like, you know, I know a lot of people, like, were kind of, grr, we don't like you. But I feel like that's any governor. I think she did fine enough. Much better than the last few we've had. Like, the one that I'm really mad at is the one that did the 38 Studios scandal, which I might go into that for anyone who isn't aware of. McKee is our new governor. Yeah. But yeah, the 38 Studios guy, that was a... Because that was the reason why, like, he kind of screwed over all future game developers in Rhode Island because of that mess. Which, you know, for anyone who's not in Rhode Island, rundown is Curt Schilling, ex-Red Sox player, decided to make a game studio called 38 Studios, moved his location to Providence to make a game called, well, technically two games. One called Reckoning, which actually just got a re-release because THQ Nordic, after they went under, spoiler alert, THQ Nordic bought the rights to the game. So they made one game called Reckoning, and then they were working on an MMO called Project Copernicus, which my professor actually worked on. Actually looked pretty good. But what happened was, to fund the game, they got money directly from the state of Rhode Island, which, you know, anyone could tell you that's not a worthy investment for a state to invest in. So they invested like $50 million, or I think it was $40 million. It was $40 million into this game company. Then, you know, it was a super relaxed game company. So, like, you know, Curt Schilling, who had no prior game experience, just kind of, like, you know, hung out, did nothing, you know. But the game was, like, you know, putting along, and then Rhode Island's like, okay, so where's the game? Where is it? And then they're like, oh, well, it's not done yet. We need more money. And then Rhode Island went, oh, really? Yeah, no. You're going bankrupt. We're suing you. And, yeah. And it's kind of tarnished the reputation of Rhode Island game development altogether. Like, anyone who even wants to remotely make a game here, yeah, you get, like, banned. Because they were setting it up so that Rhode Island would be, like, the next, you know, like, LA or Austin or, you know, all these game development hubs. They were trying to set it up to be one, but due to that scandal, you know, where the state just lost a ton of money due to a video game company. It's kind of permanently like damaged the reputation of all game developers in Rhode Island. And so yeah, it was a bad circumstance for everyone involved, and including people like me who went to school for game development. You know, I basically entered into this market in Rhode Island specifically looking for a job where it's like, oh yeah, ooh, game development? No. Yeah, like, that's a big no-no around here. So that was kind of the situation with that. Let's do this. Just because it wasn't like lining up well, I'm just gonna do this for now. All right, that looks pretty good. Let's do the Tamandua habitat if I can. I did take pictures of it, right? I'm going to be very upset if I didn't take pictures of the Tamandua habitat. I don't think I did. Well, crap. Alright, well, let's go off of memory. What did you want to do before, or what did you want to do before you were a YouTuber? So before I was a YouTuber, what I wanted to do was I wanted to go into game development. I was a big, I obviously love video games and stuff, and so I wanted to work at a game company as a 3D modeler. So that's sort of, you know, still what I would like to do and stuff. But immediately, you know, before I kind of did YouTube full-time and stuff, I was working as a professional 3D modeler at a company in aerospace defense. And, you know, it was honestly my dream job. Like, it was so relaxed and I loved it so much. But then coronavirus hit, and because we were in aerospace defense specifically, I was working on 3D models for technically classified stuff, so I can't really go into too much detail about it. But the short of it is, it was for like drones. I was working on drone defense, and I was working on 3D models, basically making video game assets for, you know, the military. But let's not, you know, but we couldn't actually use the term video game, but we were making video games. Like, that's just what it was. And so that was like such a relaxed environment. I loved my bosses, which I know not a lot of people can say. And like, it was just such a relaxed environment. Like, there was a lot of good synergy between all the employees. It was just a really good job. And then coronavirus hit, aerospace, you know, no one's flying. We obviously aren't in a time of war, so the military budget got cut. So I was part of like a mass layoff. And so, yeah. And which is a shame. And I remember for a while they were trying to like, oh yeah, well they're gonna, you know, we'll call you back and stuff. Because like you know, me and my team, because it wasn't just me who got hit, it was like 4 other employees in my department alone. But then throughout the company, there was like mass layoffs. But you know, I really enjoyed the job, and so I have literally nothing bad to say about it. It's just kind of a shame because it was just entirely based off of coronavirus, like, you know, and timing that like I lost my job. And the worst part about it is I was laid off the same day that I got a really powerful Alienware laptop, like a $2,200 laptop, so that I could do live streaming in the afternoon when I got home from work while I was working in Connecticut. So literally that day is the day my laptop came in. It was like literally like the biggest like kind of like eye roll, like, wow, yep, that's my luck, isn't it? But, you know, I don't blame anyone, really. It was just a really unfortunate circumstance. The company couldn't really do anything because obviously, you know, you can't stop coronavirus, unless you're like Pfizer or something. But yeah, so that was my tale of woe. But you know, so you know, I'm just in a state of doing commission work or whatever right now. So that's why, like, you know, like donations like you guys have been doing and stuff when I, like, you know, make mods and stuff, I do appreciate. Because, you know, looking for, especially with a weird set of, you know, what's it called, like skills, like in my case 3D modeling, that's not really a super common skill or whatever, and definitely not one that like most companies would need. It's you know, obviously tough to find a job, but you know, fingers crossed I can find something. But I've been enjoying YouTube so far. Will I make a mod for the Agouti? I might. I think I will. I'll have to see, because that's going to be another one where I'd have to probably manually make it, kind of like I did for the Sloth, which I'll have to see about. See, I'm worried I'm not going to give the, because this is going to be an actual habitat, so I'm worried I'm not going to give them enough room. Like, that's what I'm fearing right now. Especially because I know there's a path underneath here. Yeah. We're going to move it a little bit. No, see, Brody, I don't even need to use the, like, baby version of anything. I'm literally just probably gonna, you know, I'll just make a prop, basically. Like, and put it this way, like, I wouldn't need to use the baby version of the aardvark anyway. I could just use the adult version and shrink it. Okay. Creative Liberty time. But not really a creative liberty. It's probably not that crazy at all, actually, what I'm doing. I'm just going to make the path a little bit bigger. So just over here. Just so that, you know, the path will go this way, and that way I can make the actual habitat a little bit larger. Yeah, there we go. That's better. So then, yeah, the path will go that way. So cool, that works. Props seem to be working well. My sloths are pretty cozy. Yeah, I know. I've been like, you know, props are harder to make, which is weird because you'd think that, like, you know, animals would be harder to make. But props are harder just because it's like I have to make a whole 3D model from scratch. But you know, obviously you know, they work well enough. And in the case of stuff like the parrot and stuff, I think it'll look even better than like if I made it an animal and like had it like do some weird, you know, situation where, oh, it's flying because I attached it to a giraffe's neck or something. Like, I could do something like that, but like I think it would be in everyone's interest if I just, you know, stuck to doing some stuff like, you know, props. I saw the Tamandua get fed a strawberry last time I was here. Really, the last time I saw the Tamandua, because I went last week, but the last time I saw the Tamandua, it was escaping. They had to net over the entire end of Face of the Rainforest because it went up the glass, and there's a bit of netting over here, and it like apparently poked through and was like escaping. It was like a little escape artist. Because I love how, like, on paper, the only animal that's ever escaped Roger Williams in the last decade is the takin, officially. Like, the takin escaped, like, maybe 2 years ago now. But on the DL, I know a lot of the little animals that get out a lot, like ducks and the tamanduá and the binturong and stuff like that. They get out occasionally, but you know, technically on paper, the only one that's truly escaped was the takin. Did I miss some part of the live stream? Technically, you probably did, but, you know, not too much. We've just been, you know, you missed the first hour, but we're just working on the, face of the rainforest still. For a while now, I've been just placing down, paths, though, so you really aren't missing too much. I love how right now, like, it looks kind of like a apocalypse building, though, because, like, you know, there's, like, the final product is very, like, shiny and new and, like, has, like, a lot of lush greenery and stuff, and, like, right now, everything is just sand and, like, sad looking. There's, like, faux rock and stuff. But, you know, given time, I think it'll look good. Because I was wondering that, too, how many parts I want to split Face of the Rainforest into. But, I am curious about that. I really wish I got to see the takin escape. I know it, yeah. Well, because it didn't escape while, like, you know, the public was there or anything like that. It was on the news, though. Basically, it was early in the morning. They were doing a routine checkup on the new takin male. Or not new takin male, but there was a baby takin, or like I guess adolescent, juvenile type deal, and it was just going for a routine checkup, and yeah, I guess it just, like, as they were, like, letting it into, like, the veterinary thing, it just busted out, and so they probably were, like, told to, you know, don't say anything, or, like, you know, or not don't say anything. Don't try to, like, you know, pursue it or anything. Just, you know, we're gonna figure out how to, like, do it, but lock down the zoo. And this was all before the zoo even opened. And they said it did 2 laps around the zoo, which I find hilarious. Because that means that, like, it literally just did the whole circuit of the zoo, like, and just ran around. But yeah, they got it back before, like, anyone notices, and then they, you know. And they didn't have to kill her or anything, so that was nice. So it wasn't like a Harambe situation or anything. But yeah, they said they have everything under control. And I've always said this, like, even the takin is probably one of the most dangerous animals at Roger Williams to escape anyway. Just because, did our polar bears escape at one point, like, a long time ago? I doubt that. That would be, I'm not totally sure, because it's like, you know, I was kind of young when the polar bears were around, so definitely probably not in my lifetime did they escape, but I'm not sure if before then, like, one of them did. I'm just, like, confused where they would have, because, like, there's a trench and stuff in there, in what was their exhibit and stuff, so they would have had to escape, like, during, like, a vet checkup or something. I'm just, like, trying to think of, like, when realistically they would have. My girlfriend's mom said something about it, but I kind of found that... Yeah, see, that's the thing about zoos I've found, is a lot of times people like to fabricate stories about, like, oh, yeah, because I can't tell you how many times for the longest time, girls at my school would be like, oh my god, have you seen the zoo as a new baby elephant? And I'm like, what are you talking about? I was there last week. There's no baby elephant. And they're like, yeah, there is. There's a baby African elephant. And I'm like, no, there's not. Like, what are you... But they were so adamant about it the whole time. And I get, like, my leading theory on what they saw was just Alice, who is the smaller elephant or something. But it's not like, oh, that's a baby or anything. It's just Alice. It's just an elephant. But yeah, I remember for, like, literally, like, you know, they'd be like, no, there's a baby elephant at the zoo. And I'm like, there's not. Because we only tried once in the entire zoo's history, which is another thing that, like, a lot of people like Dill and I, like, discuss a lot. We're like, we don't understand why the zoo didn't go harder with the African elephant breeding program, because we have 3 still valid age females. You know, like they're still able to be like, you know, bred if possible. But they only tried artificial insemination once, and the plus of them actually breeding them would be like actual conservation value wise, because they technically are all wild. They're all wild-born African Zimbabwe elephants from an orphanage, and were brought over in the 90s to Roger Williams. So technically, this fence isn't going to stay. I'm just using it as a reference point for this fake fence that I'm going to put in. I don't even know why I actually made a reference point now that I'm thinking about it. I think my logic was like, oh, I can just make a fence that's like, you know, the upper South American bamboo situation, but like I'm realizing now that no, I really couldn't have. But no matter. We'll just work on it. You were saying those elephants were from the wild. Yes. So Kate, Jenny, and Alice are all from the wild. They're from Africa. They were born in, or not born, but they were born in Zimbabwe, and were all orphans. And so Roger Williams got the 3 of them from the same Zimbabwe orphanage when they were very, very young, probably like less than a year old. And you know, they raised them since the 90s. So the girls are now probably in their late 20s, early 30s, which again is still, you know, suitable, you know, breeding age. That's nothing crazy. Elephants can live up to 60 years in captivity. So, you know, that's not anything special. But like, that's the weird part to me, is the only one they tried with was the biggest, which is Ginny. They never tried Alice or Kate to be artificially inseminated. Or the other thing that I know a lot of people have brought up is why haven't they brought in a male African elephant? Because like the zoo invested, I think, $10 million in an African elephant breeding program, but they only made one attempt to artificially inseminate, and it didn't go through. So like I don't understand why they just went, well, we tried, because you have 2 other like, you know, perfectly healthy African elephants, and like I said, that would be a very good gene pool, because 99% of all African elephants in the United States basically have the same kind of genome, because they're all like, for the most part, most were captive born. So a lot of them have the same kind of DNA and stuff. I mean, like, how much money does African elephant cost? True. And that's why a lot of people have brought up the point, though, why didn't the zoo ever try to get an actual male? Like, you know. But I think that comes down to a place of they physically don't have enough room to accommodate a male African elephant. Because what they might have to do if they were to try something like that is we'd have to get rid of giraffes or something temporarily, which I don't know how that works out, but like you get rid of the giraffes, and then the male African elephant hangs out in the giraffe yard, which is like a separate holding area, but next to the elephants. And then you know, like only let, you know, whichever one you want to be mated with into that enclosure during, you know, X amount of time period, which I totally understand would be a very, frankly, pointless, you know, endeavor. Like, you know, you might as well just send one of the girls to another facility that's better equipped for breeding. But I think it's just, like I said, it comes down to the idea of the elephant exhibit. Well, it's big, you know, for like most, you know, like it's definitely not a bad elephant exhibit size or anything, but it's certainly not the largest exhibit, like a Cincinnati or a San Diego or something, where like you can accommodate like, oh, our new elephant thing has, you know, a bull elephant holding yard and 2 African savannas and, you know, a lake and like, it's just kind of, you know, a 1.5 acre elephant sandpit. Like, you know, and it works for the three girls, and I think that was just always their logic, is if it works for them, they're living life, they're happy, they're healthy, you know, we're not planning on getting rid of elephants anytime soon. You know, why not just, you know, give up on the breeding program? That I think is what their logic was. Is just, you know, well, we tried, we took the L, whatever. Because the other thing is, I think, unlike what people would probably think, like you know how a Cincinnati or a Columbus or something, they would, the elephant would be born into captivity and then it would just be worked into their herd. I think the elephant calf that would be born at Roger Williams would actually have been shipped off eventually, though. And I think that's kind of the only shame, is because the zoo really can only accommodate the 3 elephants. There's only 3 stables. There's only X amount of space. And so while you could let the baby elephant, like, you know, hang out with the others for about a year or so, you know, once it's weaned off its mother officially, you can, it would sort of be a burden to keep it. And it wouldn't, because you can't, even if it was a female, right? You can't just have another elephant, you know, just hanging out or whatever, if you can really only deal with 3 full-grown ones. Of course, but with a small captive gene pool, it would be a completely wild gene. Exactly. Like, that is the argument that, like, we were always making, is regardless of the risk, it probably would be worth it for that fact. Is the fact that these, regardless of how difficult it is, they are valuable assets for the zoo. Because they are wild gene pool female elephants. And so, like, even, like, even I don't want to go into, like, you know, the crazy details, or else this video or live stream will definitely get demonetized. But like, you can at least, like, probably extract their ovaries or something, or like their DNA, like, and like have, you know, before they die, you know, and use that as or like their eggs and stuff, and you would probably have a decent, you know, amount of DNA at least, to, if you wanted to, like, try to clone or something for, like, the San Diego's whatever. What do they call that? The, like, the zoo or whatever. The artificial zoo, or, like, something like that. I did a whole essay on it, and yet I can't remember what it's called. But, like, whatever that laboratory underneath San Diego is, where, like, they have just, like, the DNA of, like, wild horses and rhinos and stuff like that. Replace the river hogs with river otters. We already have river otters, yeah. Yeah, oh, the frozen zoo, yeah. Yeah, exactly. So that, literally, you know, why don't you just, you know, do something like that? But, yeah, the one thing I will say that Roger Williams does not need is more otters. We have 2 otter species now in a relatively small zoo to begin with, so I think we're good in the otter department. Like, I don't, and like, what value would we get out of more otters to begin with? Like, Asian small clawed? It's not like enough zoos don't already have them, like. But yeah, we already have our North American river otters, and we have the giant otters, so. Definitely don't feel the need to get more otters, at least. Will you make a proc for the ducks and turtle? That, probably not. I'm not gonna lie, I probably won't do props for those animals. Like, I usually steer clear of, like, animals that are, like... Which is funny, because they would probably be the most useful mods, are, like, animals like that, which are, like, kind of ambient animals that, like, no one really cares about. But would be nice little feature, like squirrels, or, like, you know, stuff like that, like turtles and frogs. But, just for my own sanity, I'm going to only be doing the main animals. So the parrots, the tamandua, the, you know, otters, well, not the otters because they're already done, but, you know, stuff like that. I'm just trying to make it as the least painful as I can get. Just for myself. and my own sanity. Okay, let's see. See, I can't tell if this is wood or bamboo, but I'm just gonna use bamboo for now, just cause why not? Let's line it up correct, because it's approximately the same height regardless. And then past that, we just slide them into place. So every, I don't know, 5 or so feet, we'll just throw down one of these. Now I am curious how I'm going to go about doing the actual foliage and stuff in here, because I have to somehow, you know, there's a lot of vines and stuff that the monkeys can climb on, and I am not looking for, because I don't know if anyone's tried to make really nice vine, like, climbing frames and stuff for monkeys. They're really difficult to work with, so definitely not looking forward to that. You said once that you and other people were trying to find out how to make custom animals and that don't replace. How's that coming? So yes, so Jesse is in the process right now of making the thylacine mod, which again I'm rolling my eyes at the thylacine is the very first custom animal we're getting for Planet Zoo, but that is going to be the animal that he works on first. So the thylacine will be the first. You can kind of consider it like a test animal. And then, you know, once we get a few going, because I'm sure the thylacine might be the first, but then, like, he'll look to, like, okay, we'll update Pure Winter's mod next or something. And then after 2 or 3, kind of like JWE, then he'll start, you know, showing the public how to do it for Planet Zoo. And that means that people like me are probably going to be the ones that kind of take over after that point and, you know, show off, you know, okay, modders, this is what you got to do to make a custom animal. Which I know for a fact that even though a lot of people are talking about, you know, I want to make this and that, I know for a fact that most people, this process is gonna be way too difficult for the average modder to create this stuff. Because it is stuff like hexadecimal editing, and you need a lot of programs and stuff like that. So I don't think replacement mods are going to go away just by this discovery, because the majority of people, I'd say, just don't have the, you know, will to learn, like, how difficult, you know, the process is. Which it's not difficult from what he said, it's just very tedious. But, you know, I'll have to see for myself. Because when I saw the process for JWE alone, I was like, oh. Because I saw it, he showed us how to, like, do it with JWE, and I'm like, yikes. And I was thinking about either Planet Zoo is going to be way easier or way more difficult than JWE's mods. And I don't know which will be the case, but, you know, I am curious how that'll turn out. Alright, there we go. We have our fences in place now. That's what scares me. When you figure it out, can you make the capybara? Yeah, I have a short list of animals that I want to work on. I'm not going to lie, capybara is not one of them. But stuff like the black rhino and stuff are definitely going to be on that list. You know, in retrospect, you know, what I'm doing right now, I'm kind of quickly realizing I probably should have just made the, what's it called first? I should have just made the fence first and then started copying it around. Instead of, like, I'm basically doing laps with the fence, where I'm like, okay, I made one fence, now to do the other, like... So as an example right here, I'm just going to be like, okay, so now I have to, now that I did the you know, bamboo and the like, you know, little fences or whatever. Now I have to do the rope. And this is why I often, you know, do time lapses, because I know in real time this is even worse than, you know, when you guys see me do a time lapse or something and then you see me placing down fences for an entire episode. This must be even more painstaking because it's just me individually placing rope down. There we go. Okay, we're about 2% of the way there. Are you a NASCAR fan? I can't say I am. I have friends that are, but I'm not really a like sports fan at all either, like of any kind. Be it esports or regular sports or NASCAR or Demolition Derby or chess. I don't know. I don't really like watching people do things. Is that a thing? I don't like watching people do things unless they're. I will make special exceptions if they are my friend and they are live streaming something. So like I enjoy watching Drew like build in Beyond Wolf or something, but I have little to no interest if, you know, someone said, "Hey, let's put on a basketball game and watch the Celtics or something." I'd be like, "Yeah, cool." What animals are going to go in here? So the thing I'm making right now is technically, I mean, this entire room is going to be an open building for the golden lion tamarin and the, well, I guess you could argue the parrots, but, you know. And then the, yeah, like Brody was saying, the ducks and stuff are going to be, or would normally hang out here. And I had to pick up a duck once and put it back in its enclosure because it got stuck on the path and was freaking out. Because it somehow, like I said, it escaped. Because a lot of animals do escape in this building. What do I think the next DLC is going to be? The realist in me says Southeast Asia. Or specifically just Asia. I like to say Asia and not Southeast. I know that's been floating around a lot. I just like to say Asia, though, in case it's, you know, generic Asia. But only reason I believe it is that is due to the Sun Bear leak. If it was any other reason, I wouldn't have thought that. And I would like to be like, oh, well, if it's not Southeast Asia, then the Sun Bear means some kind of endangered species pack. Because I don't really subscribe to the idea that we're going to get stuff like a biome pack, because I know a lot of people were saying, like, oh, we could get like a rainforest pack, and it includes rainforests from around the world, or like a desert pack or something. I don't really see that happening. I think we're going to get another wave of continent packs. So Asia will be up first, Africa probably after that. Likely with the, you know, black rhino, I'd assume. I wanted to say black or white, but I think it's a black rhino that we're going to get. And then finally, I think we're going to end off the, what's it called? The continental packs with North America. And that'll include things like moose, potentially a sea lion, stuff like that. That is my prediction. And then I know I have sort of this ongoing like debate because one of my co-hosts, Trico, is very insistent that we are going to be getting an aviary pack, like basically Africa, Asia, and then an aviary pack, and that's all we're getting this year. I still think we're going to get 4 packs, personally. Because the original leak said we're supposed to be getting 4 a year. I just think that technically the first year only got 3 because the first one was in December. So, you know, I think, but if you noticed, like, during the fall, there was kind of an off period where we got the Australia pack later than we expected, which made the aquatic pack come out around December. So I have a feeling that that was just off, and we normally are supposed to get them in, like, next one in March, or at least announced in March, we get it in April, followed by the next one in June, and then the next one in September, and then December. I think that is how it's supposed to go. But with coronavirus and stuff, it was just confusing, and we got stuff like, oh, we got one in April, and then we had to like wait until like August or something, and then December. Like, I don't know. I just thought that was a little weird. Why does Roger Williams not have lions? I went over this in the last stream. If you want to watch that, but essentially they say that we don't have them due to climate reasons. That the weather in New England is too cold to accommodate lions. However, my rebuttal has always been every other zoo in New England has lions. Franklin Park has lions, Capron Park has lions, Southwick has lions. So to say New England, can't handle lions is just a falsehood. But, that's what they tell us at least. And that's the reason why they said we're getting the better for the climate tigers as a, animal or a big cat representative. All right, so I want to start work here on down here because I want to at least get some greenery in here. It's getting kind of depressing looking. So which kind of waterfall do I want? I'm wondering if I want to include like a waterfall like this, because it's a little big for what I want, but it sort of works. Yeah, I think I want to give it an actual little waterfall. So we'll do this. So this is going to be our little stream. Oh, I hope I made it so that it was... Oh, sup, Dill? Welcome to the stream. We're working on Faces of the Rainforest again. I was actually just talking about you a minute ago. And so we'll do that. That's all fine. Let me just push that a little bit. And then down here we're going to have... There's a little pond. Just a little one. All right, now for the greenery. Okay, so we need tropical... Do I want to use Brazil nuts? Because they're a bit big. This is going to be weird, because I need to include a lot of plants, but also kind of accommodate the fact that this area is, full of ducks and stuff, and it's also indoors. So I can't have like a Brazil nut, I don't think, because it's, not really that big of a area. And don't judge me, I'm using Taiga and Tundra rocks, I think, because I think they match the colors more that I'm looking for. Actually, I might use faux rocks. Yeah, I'll just keep using the faux rocks that I was already using. It's just easier for everyone. Makes it look more consistent, that sort of thing. Oh, okay. That was cool. Just went to my desktop for a second. Do that, do that. Work these in. So this whole area is basically like a big ditch with some like rocks and stuff like that, just in kind of like a river. And then the whole thing's covered in like foliage. So we're just gonna kind of try to fit all of those little details in the best I can. While also I'm technically not looking at the inner workings of the river, so I'm gonna be working. If I could make mods, I'd make a Flemish giant rabbit mod for petting zoos. Could. It's not a terrible idea using the aardvark. The only thing is, I feel like that would be a case where to get it looking good, you would probably want to use a custom model. Like I would definitely not try to make a rabbit out of the aardvark, or else you get weird looking stuff like my beaver bear. So definitely, like, that would be a situation. If anyone is going to attempt that idea, try to find a rabbit model online and just weight it properly, or else it'll look real janky and people laugh at you, and you don't want to be laughed at. You said, uh-oh, what happened? What's wrong? Something went wrong. What went wrong? I don't know. Everyone's just saying, oh no. But I don't know what's wrong. Hopefully it's back up. Something's not right. I don't know what's up with it. So, are you guys good? So it's good for you. Yeah, I don't know if it's good for everyone else or not. Some people are saying there's issues. I think it might be on YouTube's end, though. That's the only thing. So maybe some people are having issues and others aren't. I'm not totally sure. It's fine for you? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel bad, but, like, yeah, I'm not totally sure what's wrong, so I can't really do much on my end to try to accommodate it. Let's see, what do I want to use? Mangrove. Let's put a mangrove tree in here. So I know I need one kind of bigger tree sprouting out from over here. So even though I'm gonna hit play and hope for... What's your favorite area of Roger Williams? I love the elephants, obviously. They're my favorite animal. So elephant in the Africa section is definitely my favorite. I could hang out there for a bit. But past that, I don't know. I like Bubba. I like the harbor seal. I like seals. They're cool. I like seals and sea lions. Not totally sure, though. If it's starting to do it for me, never mind. How is everyone doing? Is everything good again or not good? Marco Polo Trail. So Leaf seems to be, you know, good at least. Way for me to add lag. I just couldn't resist adding lag to this already laggy map. And then I will cover that up. Looks fine for you? Yeah, I don't know. So I guess some people are having issues and others aren't. I'm not totally sure the issue is. Alright, let's see. See, I like the Talkins. Julie doesn't. Julie, she has like some sort of curse with the Talkins. Every time, you know, she's not around, they do stuff. But every time she like gets near them and looks at them, they go back in their house. It's really weird. I'll be like, babe, look at this, it's jumping all around, and then she'll be like, what? And then they just go back in their house. And it's like, oh, well, they were just doing a thing. And she's like, I told you, they do nothing. They're stupid yaks. And I'm like, but they were hopping around. I'm not crazy, right? And then she'll walk away or whatever, and then hop, coming around. They'll do like a lap around the exhibit, and I'm like, what the heck? Yeah, it's like a weird thing. It's lagging. Yeah, I'm not totally sure what to do to fix that. Tropical. So we'll put, because it's still early into the, you know, greenhouse's lifespan, I want to use kind of smaller trees. So that the, you know, it looks like they have like room to grow and stuff. Maybe something like that. Extreme lag. Yeah, I think it's on YouTube's end. Like, it's tough for me to tell, though. But I think it's on YouTube's end. I do suppose I need to throw in a couple palm trees. You know. I think I want to put them here, though. Just some of these, like, bigger palm trees. I just backed the stream up a couple of seconds and now it's fine. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I think it might just be on YouTube's end, so I do apologize, but if that worked for you, I guess I'll just kind of recommend everyone can try that out if they want to, you know, do that. Just back the stream up a little, like a few minutes. Obviously, the chat won't be, you know, live, or like, you know, I won't respond as fast to things, but, you know, that could be a way to get around that, is if you just backed up the stream just a few minutes. So let's try this one out. We're gonna mess with some different textures of stuff. So we'll kind of mess with some soil texture differences, like so. We'll do something like that, maybe some little greenery here. And around the edges, let's do that as well. Just kind of work in some greenery along the sides. Just so it doesn't look super, you know, ugly or anything. Yeah, see, now we're actually getting like a greenhouse that sort of looks pretty okay. You know, there's some actual like lushness to the inside and stuff. Because adding a little bit of grass actually to everything just kind of made it immediately look 10 times nicer. It's 5:36 where we are. So maybe I want to do something like, ooh, these are a nice tree. I like these trees. So maybe not that tall. I like these as like kind of like underbrush or something, like maybe up here. Could throw a dab of. These are like little like, you know, areas where you could just like dab in some plants and stuff and have it look nice without it being too in your face or anything. Because like a Brazil nut is like a really big tree, and so it doesn't look nearly as good. But like some of these like smaller plants and stuff look really good. Like I do like these like little underbrush pieces they added. They really do add a lot to the build. Oh, yep. Thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you for the compliment. Yo boy. If you didn't know who I was talking to or whatever. Let's see. What do we got? What do we got? We gotta continue this kind of rock design I've been doing. And then down here, even though it's like barren right now, I need to really nail in the idea that it's covered in foliage, because that is like a big part of this area. Is like there's very apparent cliffs on one side where the ducks get stuck, and that's what I was talking about earlier. And then the whole thing is just like thick foliage. I'm sorry the, like, you know, YouTube Okay, I have a question. So I don't know if you guys are interested in this. I'll give you a few minutes because I know a lot of you are like now behind and stuff from the live, you know, chat. But do you guys want me to restart the stream? Because I could restart the stream, see if that maybe does anything. I set my streams to low latency, or not low latency, or what do I call it? There's like two settings that you could have it at. And I choose the middle one because there's like normal latency, low latency, and like zero latency. I usually go with the middle, which is like low. But I could try to restart the stream if, you know, if you guys really are having like a lot of issues. Because, you know, I like you guys being in the chat and stuff, and I could easily see like that might annoy people if, you know, you physically can't, you know, communicate and stuff in the chat. Well, it keeps catching up back to live. I'm I'm working on these little cliffs because, like I said, I know the ducks get were basically like stuck on one of these once when I had to like pick it up because it didn't want to jump because it's kind of a big leap down all the way. But gotta love rock work, am I right, guys? I think YouTube's compression is having a hard time. Might be that it doesn't like the shadows? Is that a thing? It doesn't like the in-game shadows? I doubt that, because like if my computer can handle it, I don't know why that would have an issue with OBS. That could be a thing. I